All right, let's bring in the head hog. Coach Sam Pittman joins us. Coach, first, welcome. And listening to your coordinators talk, being around you a little bit, you guys are ready to get this thing started. I think that'd be the fairest thing to say.
Well, we've been doing it for a long time now, and we this year you get 40 days to have 25 practice in, and before it's 29 for 25. So we've had extra time, which has been really beneficial to us. But it's been a long time.
Tell us about how your kids have responded to all this, all the many, many, many changes that have come about over the last several months.
I think, I think this year more than any gives an opportunity for a young man that might be a third team guy to go, hey, coming up Saturday, I may be on the first team, and so I think more than ever, you're maintaining the attention of the fellas at all different levels on the depth chart. So obviously, if you're maintaining the attention, you're obviously going to have a chance to be a better football team. So it's worked in different ways, but every day's a new day, every day's a new situation, but we've really enjoyed it.
I know as a coach, you really begin to learn about your team once you get out on the field and put the pads on and start hitting. Talk a little bit about what you've learned about this group since you were able to step out on the field, hit one another, and play some real football, as they say.
I think it's a hungry football team. I think it's a team that wants to get some respect. We know we have to earn that, but I think they're very hungry. They're very knowledgeable about what's gone on in the past, and the only way that it can be changed is through them and through hard work and dedication and doing the little things right. And I guess the word I would use the most is they're a hungry football team, and they want to try to erase what's happened in the past and do something great for our great fans of Arkansas.
During the off season is the time when you rebuild physically, and by that I mean physical builds on some of the guys. When you came in and you looked at this team and you kind of sized up where you thought they were and what they needed to look like, kind of tell us what you thought and what you see now.
Well, I thought we were a small team. Certainly this is a big man's league, a very physical league, the most physical league in America. And so therefore we needed to get bigger. We hired Jamil Walker from Georgia, and him and his staff have done an outstanding job with those guys. And, the weight room builds obviously strength, weight, this, that, and other. The main thing that it builds is confidence. You see yourself getting bigger, you look better, you're getting stronger. It builds a lot of confidence in you personally. And those are things that I felt like we were lacking a little bit. And we've done a good job thus far of making up a little bit of ground in those areas.
We heard your coordinators a few moments ago, and before we get into some of what they said, I just would like you to talk about those two gentlemen, Barry Odom and Kendall Briles, and what led you to them.
I was searching for an offensive coordinator, and I had 3 or 4 guys in mind and interviewed 3 different men. But I was sitting here one night and my phone rang, and it was a Texas number. And I thought it might be a high school coach, trying to tell me about a recruit, and it was Kendall Briles. And so we had an opportunity. I've followed him for years and knew he was at Florida State. And so he flew in maybe 2 days later. I loved him, his family, a wonderful guy. And I wanted to do what he had done in his past offensively. So to me, it was a no-brainer because of what kind of character he has, what kind of man he is. And obviously, he's a very, very knowledgeable football coach. Barry Odom and I go back 20 years. So his deal was I called him and told him, hey, I've got a chance to get the Arkansas job. Would you come with me if everything doesn't work out at Missouri like you'd like for it to? And he said, absolutely, let me know. And so he was involved with some other coaching searches as a head coach, and immediately After I called him, he thought it would be better to come to Arkansas as a coordinator and work with. He and I worked together, and he knew Kendall Briles. Actually, he was very influential on me to hire Kendall, because he had interviewed Kendall as well. So, Barry's a wonderful guy, a very knowledgeable coach, a hard-nosed man, and he fit right in with me.
Listening to Kendall a few moments ago talking about the desire to throw vertical, to throw downfield, to stretch the field. It sounds like, simply put, you want the other guys to have to defend every inch out there.
That certainly is. And then we obviously have the element of a running quarterback, and that makes it hard on the defense. You have to, if normally you put 7 in there with 6 blockers, you have to have 8 around the ball at some point, because they have a guy at quarterback that can hurt you with his feet as well. So that's really the intriguing part of Kendall's offense. I wanted to be able to have a guy at quarterback who run the ball.
In terms of the defense, I know it sounds simple, tackling well, first order of business, but it certainly sounds like that Coach Odom and you want a certain attitude, for lack of a better way to put it, on your defense. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I think on everything, special teams, offense, and defense, you have to be a mentally tough, physical, I can't wait to go seek contact person. And you have to be coached that way. And the expectations have to be that way. Well, that's Barry Odom. I mean, that's who he is in a nutshell. I've played against him in several different games. He's going to give you multiple fronts. His kids are going to play extremely hard. And when they do that, the statistics say that he took over somewhere, they're ranked X number, and the next year they're ranked a lot better than what they were before he took over. And that's the expectation that we have on ourselves and on our football team.
You put a premium on special teams, and I think that was evident when you went out and you hired Scott Fountain to be your special teams coordinator. He is a very widely respected coach among football people. Talk about the decision to bring him in and what you've asked him to do with the special teams.
Well, the decision was that I thought he was the best guy out there available. And then all I had to do is walk across the street, because he lived right across the street from me, and I'd say, hey, Scott, we'd be neighbors here, and we'd be neighbors in Arkansas too. What do you think? And we had a great relationship. Love him and his family. And I'm sure it was difficult for him to go in there after they, won the Rose Bowl, or excuse me, the Sugar Bowl, and decide to come to Arkansas because he's from Alabama, from that neighborhood, but he came, and it's his special teams. Obviously, just like all the coordinators, I'll have say so in what we're going to do, but I believe in hiring people that can coach and letting them coach, and he certainly can. He's been a great asset for our program.
2 weeks from tomorrow, you open. Kind of take us through the next several days for your football team. How do you get to that point where you're ready to play a ball game on the 26th?
Well, we're going to have a mock game Saturday, and basically that's more for special teams, how we do things, how we're going to come out of the locker room, all the pregame things, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of about a 66 play scrimmage walkthrough combination. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go back to work. Those are work days. And we'll be off Thursday of next week. And then starting Friday of next week will be preparation for Georgia. And basically in that time frame, we'll have 2 Tuesday-like practices, 1 Wednesday-like practice, and 2 Thursday-like practices. And then Friday will be Friday, and we'll hopefully we'll be ready to go after the Bulldogs.
You and the Razorback fans have always had a warm relationship. I know you want to do well for them. Your kids do want to do well for them, and make this a special time.
Yeah, I desperately want to have success for the state of Arkansas. Not for myself. That will come as long as we have success for our fans. And that's how I feel. Our fans deserve to go down to the coffee shop, go to Walmart, do whatever, and talk about how well the Razorbacks are doing. And we're going to do everything possible so they can be happy state Arkansas, the natural state.
Coach, thank you so much. 2 weeks from Saturday, we'll all be ready to go.
Thank you. Go
Sam
home.
Pittman. Sam Pittman joining us, and certainly looking forward to seeing him on the sidelines and the Razorbacks 2 weeks from tomorrow when they take on the Georgia Bulldogs.